Welcome to the first official episode of the J.A.Rowe Gaming Network. I appreciate everybody that's tuned in, Had a couple test shows, on my old channel, not my old channel, my alternate channel, but this is the official episode of the J.A.Rowe Gaming Network. I'm going to look into it, and once I do my correct research, I will have shows on the shows on iTunes and things like that. So stay tuned. This is the official tissue, the real deal. And this is the beginning. So y'all watching me grow here. Later on down the line, I have a co-host. Later on down the line, I'll be doing live shows, and hopefully later on down the line, I'll be interviewing developers. You know what I mean? So for everyone who's with me in the beginning, I appreciate y'all. But let's get this show going. Today's topic, I'm talking about NBA 2K19 and NBA Live 19. Excuse me, hold on. Now, what I have to say about both the games this year, the 2K18 and Live 18, I'm going to say Live 18 took bigger strides than 2K18, okay? As a fan of both games and a fan of both genres, well, they're not same genres, but as a fan of both games, I want to say I was more impressed with Live 18 than I was 2K18. I feel like 2K18 gameplay, second to none, the best gameplay in the business, the most fluid basketball game I've ever played, period. Out of all the years of basketball gaming, 2K is the most fluidest, okay? Live 18, they had some catching up to do as far as some animations and fluidity come along. But I still feel like they made the larger of improvements. You know what I'm saying? The biggest improvement. As far as the one mode, graphics, and just content. Okay, like I don't like loot boxes, but the way you get the loot boxes or the loot crates, I have no problem with it. It gives the game a lot of replayability. The creative player is real nice. I mean, it's basic in a way, but I'm gonna tell you like this: it's not as deep as 2K's, but I still kind of like Lives better because you could put tattoos and things on your player. And when I say this, I'm talking about regular creative player. I'm not talking about my player, because in 2K, my player, when you play in my player mode, you could put tattoos and things like that on your player. But when you just create the player and throwing them on the roster, you can't do tattoos and nothing like that, which to me is baffling. But Live, you can do that, okay? It's a lot more animations to choose for in 2K as far as creating a player. You don't really have that many animations in Live. You select from certain players. You don't really have custom animations, you know what I mean? It's literally all from NBA players. But outside that, I think Live this year was more impressive to me. The problem I had with Live this year, really the biggest problem I had with them, is the franchise mode. Because I'm a franchise player. I'm an offline. I mean, I play online, every now and again, but I'm not an heavy online player at all. I may dip and dabble into it every couple months, may run a couple games, but I'm not really heavy into the online community as far as basketball games go. I'm just not into it because you got a lot of spammers out there. People like to cheese. I'm not into that. I like to play the game, try to emulate it as real life as possible, and people online don't do that. And then you got a lot of rule cats. It's never a good game. I'm not really into that. You know what I mean? I don't really like arguing over the internet. None of that stuff. I don't like the rule stuff, because this is my thing. If I lose a game, I congratulate you in the message, man. Like, good game. If I got blew out, you great, good game. I'm not gonna disrespect you and message you and call you all kind of names. I know to some it may seem like that's light, but I don't really like that stuff. Okay, I like to just play the game. Good game, win or lose. I've won more games than I've lost, but when I lost the games, I took it on the chin. I don't go messaging people, talking crazy to people and things like that. I just think there's a lot of immature people online, and I really don't like to deal with that. So that's why I don't really play online like that. I'm not really a fan of the whole my player things due to the VC and stuff like that, and we're going to get into that just in a second. But on to this, speaking of this Live stuff, like I said, Very disappointed in the franchise mode, because if you look back at previous lives throughout the years, I'm talking about PS2, even PS3, the franchise is a lot better. Okay, I know the days and times and change, and where people is really based on online and multiplayer, but there's still people that play the game for franchise mode, and I still feel like you can throw things in the franchise mode and just, appeal to all audiences, man. I really feel that way. It takes the longevity of the game away from me, because the thing is, I go back and play old titles I have due to the franchise mode, due to the new players that came in, because it's not the same. I mean, it's the same game as far as the base, but you got new players, people that retired, you building a new storyline. I mean, the game really never ends when you play in franchise mode. So, each season that passes, you got something new to deal with. You may have to rebuild. You may have to do this, that, and third. I mean, I like playing franchise mode. So to me, the game never really gets old, except, as far as the mechanics. That's the only thing that gets old, in the graphics. But as far as the content in the franchise mode, it doesn't get old, because you always faced with new challenges within the franchise mode. So I just wish they would have did a little more with that franchise mode. It's really bare bones, and I was very, very, very disappointed in the franchise mode. Very upset with it. And that's really my own. And then animations. 2K need to. I mean, not 2K, but Live really need to fix them animations. You know what I mean? If I'm not mistaken, I'm not quite sure. I know Tiburon, if that's how you pronounce it, Tiburon. The folks who deal with Madden deal with Live, okay? And I don't know if it's the same exact team, but Madden, to me, just now started getting kind of fluid. Madden always kind of be kind of stiff once it got over to the PS3, 360, and all that stuff. They always be kind of stiff. The most fluid Madden has ever been was PS2 and Xbox original, things like that. And that was the most fluid gameplay they ever had. Once they switched over, I don't know what happened, but it just seemed kind of stiff. So to me, they always be kind of stiff, but I think if you want to compete with 2K on the gameplay side of things, you have to have more fluidity. You have to. It's really no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You know what I mean? Because the game look good. I mean, you got some body shapes that's kind of off, but 2K has that same problem, okay? But, as far as the graphics, I think to the eye, in my opinion, there's certain things that look better in Live than 2K. You know what I mean? And I think once they get the animations down, they're going to be right there with them, okay? They use the ESPN license. Now, the way they use that ESPN license, they doing a great job with it. And this is the first time they really utilized it. Once they got over to, like, let's see, they had the ESPN license for a while as far as EA, but they never really implemented it into their NBA games, So, and I could take you back to Live 06, I think that's when they first got it, 07, 06, around that time. I'm not sure. I got to do my time, do more research. But if I'm not mistaken, I was seeing Powered by ESPN. I know for sure I've seen it on 07. I don't know if it was on 6. I think it was 06, because that's when NBA 2K5 had the ESPN, and then 2K6 they didn't have it. I believe it started in 06, okay? 05, 06. They didn't implement it in the NBA games. It was in their college football games, but it wasn't the NBA, okay? And they didn't really start using that until NBA Elite 11, and then that game got canceled, okay? So, and it looked pretty good. They used it pretty well in that too, but as far as them using it really good was when Live 14 came out. That ESPN presentation was great. The halftime show with J.A.Rowe, things like that. Their presentation to me is great, okay? NBA Live's presentation is nice, okay? It rivals 2K, okay? I think they're both even as far as presentation. Some may argue that, and I understand, but to me, I think Live's presentation is great for what it is, and 2K's presentation is great for what it is. I feel like 2K should get that TNT license, though. You are already playing with it now. You got Shaq, Ernie, and Kenny Smith. You already playing with it. You might as well just make that, do the whole inside the NBA at halftime. I feel like they should might as well do that and pay whatever they need to pay to get Charles Barkley on there. You know what I mean? I really feel like that, because Charles Barkley said he will be a part of the game if they donate it towards the NBA retirement fund or whatever that is. If they just put him donate $1 million, he in there. You know what I mean? Charles Barkley already. I don't think Charles Barkley is that difficult to negotiate with, to be honest with you, as far as putting him in the game, because he met in the middle and was in the game strictly for the USA use, Dream Team use. So I don't think Charles Barkley is that stiff with it. I mean, 2K make a lot of money. I know they do. I'm not pocket watching, but I think they make a lot of money, especially off that VC. Okay, I think they can afford to donate whatever he asking for him to be in that game. But anyways, back to live. I know I'm flip-flopping, but I like to talk. So that's really my main problems with live. My main problems, the animations and the franchise mode. The one, dope mode. That's my favorite mode this year. That's a dope mode. It's dope. You know what I mean? I wish you can control your whole team. That's my only gripe with that. That's my only gripe with that. Because I like to control all 5 players. That's just me. I like to play with everybody. You know what I'm saying? I don't really like to just use my guy. I like to use everybody, because the AI sometimes just, no matter how high you set the difficulty, the AI don't do certain things right. You know what I mean? So that's my only gripe. I think live this year, or live 18 was a very solid game. I think live 19 will be a lot better if they address certain things as far as the animations and that franchise mode, and just little minor updates as well, as far as creating player with more animations and things like that. But live is on the right track. They improved every year, okay? They improved every year once they got over the Xbox One and PS4. They improved every year. Some people don't like the game, I understand, but from live 14 to 15 to 16, they took the break. Took the break off 17 and then 18. They improved every year. And it was drastic improvements too. So I don't see any reason why it wouldn't be this time. So live, all y'all really got to do is fix that franchise mode, make it deep like the Madden. Even if you literally clone the Madden experience, okay? I mean, you obviously can't clone it because football is obviously different rules and things like that. But even if you make it like the Madden franchise, make it similar to that. You know what I mean? Because Madden franchise is good. It's not like the greatest, but it's manageable. At least make it like that. You know what I mean? And fix them animations and have the minor upgrades. You right there. Okay? So like I said, live, I think I have no doubts that live 19 will be a great product next year, or this year coming up, or in the fall, or whenever it drops this year. On to 2K. 2K, man. And I'm going to tell you why I'm disappointed with 2K. More so disappointed with 2K than live. Because on the sticks, 2K is such a great game, man. But everything off the sticks, man. But besides my league, I love my league, okay? That's why I have 2K on the Switch. Because I can play my league, and it's the exact same. It's the exact same as the console. My league on the go, I cannot argue with that, okay? The VC, I can't say it got to be stopped because they won't stop it, but it got to be toned down, man. Like, that VC killed the game, man. I don't see many people talking about the game this year like that. I've been seeing it on sale more than I ever seen it on sale before. Like, it was on sale. The NBA 2K18 Gold Edition was on sale at GameStop for $60 for a month. A month. Okay? That should tell you it's a problem with VC. That VC is ridiculous, man. Like, to pay for basic functions is ridiculous. It's ridiculous, man. I don't agree with that practice at all. I mean, I understand that you got to get money, make money. I'm all about that. But, man, as a fan, I do not agree with that at all. I believe in the old school playing your way to certain things, playing the game. And I still use that motto with 2K. You understand what I'm talking about? The only time, and I'll tell you the truth, the only time I've ever purchased VC was when I had credit in my account, as far as on my Microsoft Xbox account, because I buy a lot of digital games. So I buy digital games, and I'm in the Xbox Live Rewards program. So monthly, depending on how much money you spend on digital games, they give you a cash balance, like as a reward or whatever. So sometimes I make it $6, $10, maybe $15. Okay. then I might drop that on VC maybe, depending on something not out yet. But I'm not spending my own cash for it. You understand? And I stacked my VC also by playing full complete seasons of my league. Due to my time, I done went down to 56 games, which is still kind of long. I used to do the whole 82, but I just don't have the time to sit down and do a whole 82. I might be able to have the time to do that with the Switch due to it being portable, but as far as on the console, I definitely do 56. I can't do 82 no more like I used to because I work a lot, you know, and I just have a lot of things going on so where I can't play the whole 82. But that VC, when I played my player, I mean, dude, you literally got to spend VC to walk down the street. That's ridiculous, man. Like, I don't know what they was thinking with that. Oh my goodness, man, that VC. Man, it feels like the game doesn't even operate well if it's not connected online also. As far as certain modes, because my GM, that's really reliant on being online because of VC. My story, because it's two different my GMs. You got the regular my GM, and then you got the my GM my story, something like that. I haven't played that because I'm not really into that right there. But as far as my player, it's all online based. I mean, I think you can play it offline, but you really have to. That game is meant to be played online. As far as my player, that's meant for online use. And I think it's just. It makes the game less enjoyable, man. When you have to spend cash to make your play, I mean that's crazy. I think 2K, I honestly feel like 2K got full of themselves. They got full of themselves, and I think they just pushing the envelope till it fall off the table. You know what I mean? So they need to tone that VC down. They really need to tone that down because first of all, I think my player is a corny mode to begin with. You know, I really do feel that way. Once they start emulating the stories and the bad acting, because it's the thing. You can't emulate basketball life without it being a higher rating than E. Let's be honest here. Let's just be honest, okay? You cannot, make it realistic without it. Or not, I ain't gonna say realistic. Not make it cheesy without it being rated at least T and higher. And you can't do that with the NBA game. You can't put it rated T. You can't have certain content in it. So the story always going to be corny unless they get a very, very talented writer that can pull it off, like the Madden story. The Madden story was dope, okay? It didn't feel too cheesy. 2K's story is extremely cheesy, all of them, every last one of them, okay? The one that was the least cheesy was Spike Lee, but that really wasn't that good either, okay? So, you know, if you're going to have a story mode, you got to really have a dope story, and I don't think none of them stories from 14 on up was good. As far as next gen, I feel like they could have just kept building off the my player mode that was on 360 and PS3 and just kept building off of that. That way it don't feel so linear. Because to me, that story, it feels linear. Now this one, obviously, is less linear, but it's still a story based too. It's still a story behind it, and I feel like it's all gonna end the same. So, you know, I don't know, man. I think 2K shot themselves in the foot bad with that VC this year. It was bad. So, my thing with 2K next year, what they got to do, that y'all got to tone down that VC, man, because the on-court product is great. The game look great. I mean, there's no complaints there. But that VC, man, that's crazy. That is crazy, man. I don't agree with that, and I don't think anybody wants to spend their own. All my 2K players out there, y'all understand what I'm talking about. Everybody who plays this game and feel like you have to come out of cash because the progression system is so slow as far as VC. You know, because you can get VC by playing the game, okay? But it's not nearly enough to build your player up with a decent amount of time. It's not. You know, you get the game. First day, you got people starting off as like 83s, 85s because they done spent or they done bought the gold edition or they done spent all this money on VC. I'll never forget the story or forget the time when I bought, I think it was 2K16. And I went in the store that day. Now, mind you, I got it pre-ordered. I mean, not pre-ordered, but preloaded on my Xbox when I bought it digitally. But I had to go in the store and get something else that day. I don't quite remember, but I went to GameStop, and it was the same day 2K dropped. Dude bought 2K16. Dude spent $200 $200 more on VC. $200. Come on, that's crazy. Because I think $200,000 is $99. So he got $400,000 in VC for $200. It costs as much as a console. That's ridiculous to me, man. That's ridiculous. So you got all these millions of people spending all this money on VC. I know 2K banking off that. You know, they banking off that, and I can't knock the hustle. But I think it's BS. I think it's bogus. And I think y'all really need to change that. Y'all really need to change that, man. Because I can't even enjoy, me personally, I can't enjoy my player experience this year. Because VC is implementing everything. Haircut, working out, this, that, and the third. You spending VC for everything. Everything. Your VC disappeared just like that. So, but, and that's really all I got to say about those two games there. I think that, you know, Live had a better improvement than 2K this year, okay, or this past year. And I'm hoping Live 19 has better animations, more fluid gameplay, a few minor tweaks here and there, and fix that franchise mode, at least throw some tweaks in that franchise mode to make it at least on Madden's level. And 2K, you have to tone down that VC. Otherwise, Live, because a lot of people bought Live this year. I see a lot of people in my friends list. I see a lot of people more onto that Live this year. I've seen people that I know personally that dog Live, playing the one mode, right? You know, as we speak, somebody on my Xbox Live right now playing. I'm looking dead at it on the screen. They're playing Live 18, the one edition, right now. So there's more people that has purchased Live this year. And I've talked to a few people. A lot of them say it's because of that VC. So y'all need to fix that, man, or y'all going to lose more sales this year. And Live is going to, y'all basically helping Live doing that. You realize that? You are helping Live. You are sending more people over to Live. I know y'all don't really want to do that. You know what I mean? Because they whether you like it or not, they creeping in. Arrogance will get you knocked off the throne easy. Arrogance will get anybody knocked out. You know, arrogance cause fighters not to train hard, then they get knocked out. A la Mike Tyson, Buster Douglas. It's just that simple. A la Lennox Lewis, Hakeem Rockman. It's just that simple. You will get knocked out if you not take your competition serious. That's all I got to say, man. Mr. Midwest, I'm gone. I appreciate everybody who listened. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the links in the description box if you want me to talk about anything, if you want me to review anything. Email me at J.A.Rowe, jarowegamingnet at Yahoo, okay? Mr. Midwest, I'm gone, huh?